I teach a lot about the negativity bias and how our attention always goes to things that we experience as threatening, which often are things in our own minds, right? The stories that we tell ourselves. And so one way to really shift that negativity bias to cultivating a positivity bias is we really actually have to attend to these small moments that happen in our day so that we don't miss out on them, right?
Could you explain more on negative bias? And I want to ask you,
yeah.
Is there any instance in your life recently when you were having negative story in your mind and you shifted the narration to a more positive side?
I have so many stories. I wouldn't even really know where to begin, to be honest with you. But, I think in the last week, I've been feeling very sad and angry and just frustrated with the racial pandemic that we have, and really helpless as a white woman. I really feel sort of the pain of my colleagues, my Black and brown colleagues who are just so tired of this, and really feeling quite sad and almost despairing. And, I just said, you know what, I'm going to just go online for 5 minutes, because I kind of titrate how often I'm online because it's usually upsetting. And I just came across an interview with Martin Luther King's daughter, Reverend Bernice King. And the interviewer had asked her, do you think that we've come any farther than the 1960s? Are we just really in the same place? And Bernice King answered she said, well, there are more circles of white people now. There are more circles of people who are opening up their hearts and they're opening up their souls. So she said, I think it's different this time. And that was such an important reminder for me to redirect my attention to this image, if you will, of widening circles of care, which is actually what I wrote about in my book, The Kindness Cure. And I had to remind myself that there are circles of care. And right now, in this moment in time, they are widening. And there seems to be a shift in my mind and in what I am hearing from my colleagues and peers, that maybe things will start to go into a different direction. So I feel hopeful, but I could have stayed in a state of despair for, a long time. And I feel like I go up and down during the day, but we have to redirect our attention to the things that are going well, to the moments that we see where there is something constructive being done, to the energy and the action that we might be witnessing. So that is a redirection. That is redirecting attention. And honestly, we have to do this all the time.